today, we are uncovering Volkswagen involved in the Dieselgate scandal, where the company cheated on emissions tests, resulting in billions of dollars in fines and settlements. So here we go. Volkswagen is involved in a scandal that might cost the company billions of dollars. Volkswagen just overtook all other automakers as the largest car maker in the world. The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, disclosed in September that special software in around 11 million diesel-powered automobiles was created to evade emissions testing, giving the impression that the cars were far safer and cleaner than they actually were. Volkswagen has already lost its CEO as a result of the scandal, and as it continues to affect other nations and government organizations, it may have far-reaching effects on the company's future as well as the car industry at large. The diesel dupe is the term given to it. In September, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, discovered that a large number of Volkswagen vehicles sold in the United States had software installed in their diesel engines known as a defeat device, which allowed the vehicle to recognize when it was being tested and adjust its performance to maximize performance. Ever since, the German automaker has acknowledged that it cheated on US emissions testing. With the support of a massive marketing effort highlighting its vehicles' low emissions, Volkswagen has made a significant push to sell diesel vehicles in the US. The EPA's results only apply to 482,000 vehicles in the United States, which includes the Audi A3 and the Jetta, Beetle, Golf, and Passat models made by Volkswagen. Yet Volkswagen has acknowledged that the dreaded defeat device is installed in around 11 million vehicles globally, including 8 million in Europe. The EPA has also accused the business of altering the software on the 3-litre diesel engines that are installed in some Volkswagen, Porsche, and Audi vehicles. The allegations, which include at least 10,000 cars, have been refuted by Volkswagen. Volkswagen announced in November that it had discovered irregularities in carbon dioxide emissions, testing that may have an impact on around 800,000 automobiles in Europe, including gasoline-powered vehicles. But in December, it announced that after looking into it, it had found that this only affected around 36,000 of the automobiles it makes annually. The EPA has revealed that cars with computer software that sense test scenarios such as speed, engine operation, air pressure, and steering wheel position were put into a safety mode during controlled laboratory conditions. Once on the road, the engine switched out of this mode, resulting in emissions of nitrogen oxide pollutant up to 40 times above the US limit. The details of how this worked are not fully known. Michael Horn, the head of Volkswagen America, declared, "We've totally screwed up," while Martin Winterkorn, the group's CEO at the time, claimed that his business had broken the trust of our customers and the public. The issue directly led to Mr. Winterkorn's resignation, and Porsche's previous CEO, Matthias Müller, took over. Upon assuming his new role, Mr. Müller stated, "My most urgent task is to win back trust for the Volkswagen Group by leaving no stone unturned." Volkswagen's internal investigation, what it means for the future. Volkswagen has initiated an internal investigation as well. Volkswagen has put aside 6.7 billion euros, 4.8 billion pounds, to cover the expenses associated with recalling millions of cars globally starting early next year. As a result, in late October, the business announced its first quarterly loss of 2.5 billion euros in 15 years. However, it's unlikely that the financial effects will stop there. For every car that violates regulations, the EPA can charge a corporation up to $37,500, with a maximum penalty of around $18 billion. Volkswagen said that it cannot be estimated at the current time how much potential shareholder and vehicle owner litigation would cost. What began in the United States has extended to an increasing number of nations. Investigations have been launched by the UK, France, Italy, South Korea, Canada, and of course Germany. Politicians, authorities, and environmental organizations are challenging the validity of Volkswagen's emissions testing globally. Due to the emissions scandal, Volkswagen has decided to recall 500,000 cars in the US and 8.5 million cars in Europe, including 2.4 million in Germany and 1.2 million in the UK. It makes sense why the automaker's stock has dropped by nearly a third since the controversy surfaced. Further deviations are probable since Volkswagen must have had a chain of command that allowed the installation of cheating devices to its engines, but it's still unclear exactly who knew what and when. head of sales and marketing, and member of the management board, Christian Klingler, is departing the firm, while Volkswagen claims this is unrelated to current events and is a part of long-term planned structural adjustments. Authorities in the US voiced worries about Volkswagen's pollution levels in 2014, but the corporation brushed these off as technical issues and unexpected real-world circumstances. It's hard to imagine CEOs and managers surviving if they deliberately mislead authorities or their own Volkswagen bosses. That is left to be determined by the different government and regulatory investigations. The Air Resources Board in California is now investigating the testing findings from additional manufacturers. Some companies have either not responded to inquiries about their use of defeat devices or have just indicated that they abide by the rules. Ford, BMW, and Renault-Nissan have all denied using them. As stated by the SMMT, the UK Trade Association for the automotive sector, the EU operates a fundamentally different system to the US, with all European tests performed in strict conditions as required by EU law and witnessed by a government-appointed independent approval agency. However, it stated, the industry acknowledges that the current test method is outdated and is seeking agreement from the European Commission for a new emissions test that embraces new testing technologies and is more representative of on-road conditions. Environmental campaigners argue that European diesel cars are operating with worse technology than US ones, with almost 90% of vehicles not meeting emission limits when driving. While financial research firm Bernstein agrees that European standards are not as strict as US ones, they believe there is less need to cheat. If other European car makers' results are suspect, the consequences are likely to be a change in the test cycle rather than legal action and fines. Over the past decade, car makers have invested heavily in producing diesel vehicles, with governments supporting their claims of environmental benefits. However, recent scientific evidence suggests otherwise, and some cities are even limiting diesel cars. The Volkswagen scandal, which came at a time when diesel sales were slowing, is expected to lead to a sharp drop in demand for diesel engine cars. In the US, the diesel market currently represents around 1% of new car sales, and this is unlikely to increase in the short to medium term. In Europe, the impact could be more significant, leading to a significant shift to petrol engines. Thanks for tuning in to another eye-opening episode on Capital Crimes, where we uncover the truth behind the dollars and cents. Before you go, fam, remember this: knowledge is power and action is key. If you're as passionate about uncovering financial wrongdoing as we are, then don't forget to drop a comment below with your thoughts, smash that subscribe button, and share this video with the squad. Together, let's keep exposing the dark side of the financial world and keep chasing the truth.